Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. In 2023, the British radio station Classic FM listed their 15 most rousing hymns of all time. And number 1 was an Irish hymn. It was the hymn Be Thou My Vision, a hymn that I'm sure many of you have sung before. And we sing it today to a tune, a traditional tune that is called Slain. And the reason why it's called Slain is back at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century, when people began gathering together folk tunes and trying to record them and preserve them, basically wherever they heard a tune, they would name the tune after that place. And obviously when somebody was putting together some tunes in Ireland, they were in Slane in County Meath, and they heard this particular tune, which they then recorded, and that was then set to the words of the hymn Be Thou My Vision. But that happened. The words of Be Thou My Vision were set to that tune in the very early 20th century. But actually the words go back much, much further than that. They go back to a 6th century poem by Dalan Forgal. I hope I'm saying that right. Who was a 6th century Irish poet and one of the early saints of the Celtic Church here in Ireland. And in fact, there is in the Royal Irish Academy, there is a written copy of the words of that poem that are about 1,000 years old. So when you sing Be Thou My Vision, you really are singing words that go right back to the very early history of the Church of Jesus Christ here in Ireland. And you're maybe familiar with the hymn, but I want to just read to you the words of the poem that the hymn is adapted from, because there's more in the poem than there is in the hymn. It says that this is the translation that was made, I think, around about 1906 by a lady called Mary Byrne. It says, Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. None other is aught but the King of the 7 heavens. Be thou my meditation by day and night. May it be thou that I behold ever in my sleep. Be thou my speech. Be thou my understanding. Be thou with me. Be I with thee. Be thou my Father. Be I thy Son. Mayst thou be mine, and may I be thine. Be thou my battle shield. Be thou my sword. Be thou my dignity. Be thou my delight. Be thou my shelter. Be thou my stronghold. Mayst thou raise me up to the company of the angels, and be thou every good to my body and soul. Be thou my kingdom on heaven and on earth. Be thou solely chief love of my heart. Let there be none other, O high King of heaven, till I am able to pass into thy hands, my treasure, my beloved, through the greatness of thy love. Be thou alone, my noble and wondrous estate. I seek not men nor lifeless wealth. Be thou the constant guardian of every possession and every life. For our corrupt desires are dead at the mere sight of thee. Thy love in my soul and in my heart, grant this to me, O King of the 7 heavens. O King of the 7 heavens, grant me this, thy love to be in my heart and in my soul, with the King of all, with him, after victory won by piety, may I be in the kingdom of heaven, O brightness of the sun. Beloved Father, hear my lamentations. Timely is the cry of woe of this miserable wretch. O heart of my heart, whatever befall me, O ruler of all, be thou my vision. And I think you can hear the heart cry of that poet from so long ago, writing those words back 1,500 years ago, and you can still hear the cry of the heart, and tying in with Ephesians chapter 6, where about the breastplate of salvation that God gives us, and about the sword of the Spirit, and that wonderful passage about the armour of God. And so every time we sing that hymn here in Ireland, we are calling from our past and we're looking to our future for the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. And I pray that today, God for you will be everything to you. He will be your vision and your heart and your life, in Jesus' name. God bless you today. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.